Installing an emergency toilet. Now I know that sounds kind of weird and it's probably not something you'll do every day, but I'm gonna show you how to install a toilet today. We had demoed this toilet out a while back. Now we're remodeling another bathroom, and to get the tub out and not damage it, we decided it would be a smart idea to go ahead and remove the toilet. Well, that limited the marketing end of the building to one toilet. So we're gonna install a toilet here today. That way they have another bathroom down here that they can jump in, use, and do what they need to do. Take care of business. And if they're down on this end,
here's Johnny.
The door shuts and the fan works. And it's really not too bad. It just needs to be cleaned up a little bit. So anyway, let's go ahead and set a toilet in here, get everything going. That way they're happy and I can go back to work on demoing the bathroom. When we took the other toilet out, we just taped over it. We talked about, maybe needing a new flange. The flange actually feels pretty good. It's a brass flange soldered to the lead. The lead bend looks pretty good from what I can see here. So what we're gonna do really is just go ahead. What the hell was that? Randy. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and pull out the two toilet bolts. That way, I put new ones in, and I love the 5/16 bolts, but I'm gonna put new bolts in, a new wax on, set the toilet. We've got a new water supply line. I don't like what they've done here at the house. If you look at these, the way they cut big holes here in the wall, nothing looks right. Eventually we'll open all this up and do it right, but right now, we're just gonna set an emergency toilet. So let me grab a couple of tools and we'll get in here and get this thing going. So, I'll go ahead first of all and just remove these two existing bolts. All right, so one of the first things you want to do, get your little plastic bolt holders slid down. Stick your toilet bolt in, get it all the way around where you want it. And the good thing about your piece of plastic here, it's going to help hold it in position. I gotta tell you, this flange actually feels pretty good. Now before I set the toilet, I'm gonna get my nuts and washers on each side where I want them. I'm gonna go ahead and slide the toilet in, tilt it up, put the bowl wax on the bottom of it, then I can line it up and set down right straight on these two toilet bolts. And these bolts are pretty solid. This in here may be a little more solid than the other one, but they're sitting in a position where they're straight up. I don't think I'm gonna have any problem. And what I am gonna do is go ahead and take off the water line to get it out of the way, because I'm gonna replace it anyway. And this discussion to me is just a joke. I don't know why they did what they did, but I mean, it is what it is. So it'll be fine for now. We're just installing an emergency toilet. Now, I always try to clean up any marks on the floor from the previous toilet. Sometimes it takes a razor blade, sometimes you can just take a rag and really clean it good. Every now and then you'll get some putty, some DAP. All right, let's get the other toilet in here and see what we can do. Now what I like to do is get the bolts lined up perfect. Slide it right down above it. And then come in and go ahead and put a little weight on it. And the whole time making sure that I've got my tank square on the wall. Also check, make sure the old one in here was a round front. This one's elongated, so I wanted to make sure I've got plenty of room for it, and I do. Now, normally I would worry about the china caps and the clip washer for it. I'm not too worried about that because I know this is just a temporary toilet. So all I'm gonna do is put the nut and washer on here, we'll snug it up, hook up the water, and we'll be good to go. Now, I know we've used a torque wrench before. I normally just feel it by hand. After 40 years of doing this, you just kind of know. And that's not moving. So now what I want to do, I've got the new water line here. Go ahead and hook it up. Okay, now, if this was at someone's house or anything, I'd be doing a little bit different. I'd be cutting the bolts off. I'd caulk it. I'd do everything that I'm supposed to do. This is literally just for a temporary toilet. We'll get the tank lid on here in a minute. But I mean, you look at this, the seat's maybe just a little bit loose. I can tighten it up some. But to me, this is really a trash toilet. It's one that we're gonna replace anyway. Much better. All right, we'll go ahead and ease the water on. Okay, so I'm just gonna look around, make sure that no water is coming out from under the bowl. From what I can tell here, everything looks really, really good. I don't see any water seeping out on the floor or anything like that. So that's how easy it is to install a toilet. Now, we hadn't planned on installing one back here, but since we started the demo in the other bathroom, we needed the extra toilet. So now all I gotta do is make sure it works. If you like this video, I definitely think you'll like the next one. But now it's time for some paperwork.